Hi there. Welcome to Bourbon Turntable. This is the show that blends the love of music with the love of whiskey. Tonight, look who's here again. Welcome back, Mike. You're kind of you're becoming a fixture.
Yeah, I'm the
You're
who is it?
you're my common law co-host, I guess.
I'm the Tony Randall guest. when
The
no when
Tony
no one
Randall
else can
by
make
Jack
it.
Klugman. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
no, because he would be on talk shows all the time. Him and who is it? Terry Garr. I'm your Terry Garr.
uh, you're not Terry Garr.
Mm. I am not, and R.I.P. to that lady.
Yeah. So anyway, tonight we're going to be talking about Potter Jane Distilling's Big Vat Liar. There's that bad boy right there. But before we do that, Mike, kind of tell everybody what you're into, what's going on with you, and if it's my whiskey den, if it's other cool stuff you got going on. The floor is yours.
Oh wow. Probably the biggest thing would be most Monday nights live. You will find us on My Whiskey Den, the original My Whiskey Den YouTube channel, and streaming live on the Facebook. Our focus is on American craft spirits. We did like last night. We did a show on brandy. We've even ventured into vodka. Like a couple.
She's a fine girl, by the way.
She is. What a good wife she'll be. But we and it's really hard to not sing that song whenever you talk about brandy. But no, we focus on that. We like the smaller distilleries, smaller stuff, just because they are doing some of the innovation that the larger places are not. And you do get, I think, in a lot of cases, a much more interesting product. So, but yes, you'll catch us there. Patrick, myself, Morgan, or Mitch. And sometimes we do the interviews. Or we have fun people who just drop in the chat, which is always fun.
Yep. Chat's always fun. It is a good time.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about Potter Jane Distilling's Big Vat Liar, and but before we do that, Potter Jane Distilling is Denny Potter, okay, master distiller, and Jane Bowie, who's the chief blender, and they are both former of Maker's Mark, where they held the same titles. And fall of 2022, they started Potter Jane Distilling. There we go. Nice logo there. And they broke ground on their new distillery in, I believe, September of 23. And that's what that thing looks like now. It's very nice. It's a showplace. Very nice spot. But started distilling in, I believe, spring of 25. So not too long. Actually had an opportunity to visit their distillery. I think it was last October, and got to taste a little of their product. Got to taste some White Dog. Got to buy some White Dog. And got to taste some of their stuff that had only been aged for a few months, and it was fantastic at just a few months old. And so very excited about what they've got coming on. And because they told us when they started the place, they said, hey, no sourcing, all our own stuff. Okay, so that's what we were told, but it did not work out that way. So in June of 2026, they had a press conference, a makeshift press conference, and there's Jane with Denny standing behind her, kind of shifty-eyed right there. I don't know, he's got something going on, but they did a makeshift faux press conference where they came clean that they had lied to us and that they had actually sourced some whiskey, thus Big Vat Liar. See the pants on fire. It is a 6-year-old Kentucky bourbon. They do not say where it was sourced. And so they bought it, they vatted it, thus the vat in Big Vat Liar, and used American oak and French oak staves for 7 months, and then they bottled this thing and came up with this really cool looking label. I've got a picture here. Maybe you can see that a little better there than me holding up the bottle. But that is the background behind all this. If you don't follow them on Instagram, you should, because they appear to have a whole lot of fun. There was actually a disco ball on the distillery floor. Well, not on the floor, but on the ceiling above the floor. I think they had a series of Instagram photos where it showed all of their employees in matching tracksuits. I don't know, Al Davis, legendary owner of the Los Angeles Oakland Raiders. He always wore a tracksuit, I believe. So their employees were tracksuits.
He wore something that resembled a tracksuit.
I don't think there's a lot of track going on.
There was no track going on.
Yeah.
It's like, how bad can a tracksuit look?
That's it. Hanging over a skeleton, and there you go.
Yeah.
They had a thing where they had all the employees get out on the distillery floor, and they had to putt the length of the floor, and if they got it through a little hole, they would win an extra day of PTO. So they called it putt for PTO. So they're having a good time, and they're making good whiskey. Mm-hmm. And now they have sourced this product and recently released it. I think they announced it in June of this year, so just a couple months ago. And I have procured a bottle or two, and it's really a great deal. I mean, it's 6-year-old, 109.6 proof Kentucky bourbon that being sold for just under $50 a bottle. So I think that's pretty tough to beat.
Yeah.
So Mike, I think you tried it when you were here last, and I sent you home with a few samples, yes. Correct?
Yes, sir. I have a couple questions about the Potter Jane. Mm-hmm. So when you saw the press conference, mm-hmm. What were your initial thoughts when you first saw them doing the press conference?
I thought, okay, this is funny. These people, they clearly have a sense of humor about themselves, yeah. Or have a sense of humor, and they're not afraid to apply it to themselves, I guess I should say. And the dynamic between Jane and Denny is pretty fun to watch. There's they've got a pretty long history together. I think they've probably known each other 20 plus years or something. And they're not afraid to give each other the business.
Yeah.
And then give it right back to the other. So they're really fun people to be around, and super nice folks. And it was fun to see what they were doing, and kind of a neat, gimmick to introduce their sourced whiskey.
Yeah, they seem like they're obviously, I don't know them, but they seem with their personalities and how they do. Although they are serious about what they're doing, they don't take themselves too seriously. Right. And it appears, from an outsider perspective, that they've kind of built that into the culture. That's like, hey, you know what? Not stressing out here.
Right.
Yeah. So I look very forward to trying much more of their stuff, and that their White Dog was really good.
It's very good. Real tasty.
It's really good White Dog.
A lot of times you get White Dog, and okay, well, there's corn in that.
Yeah. They could sell a lot of that.
Yeah. It's really, really good. And I don't want to make it out like they're close personal friends or anything. I've met them once. Okay. Yeah. But they were very gracious and very good people, and fun to be around, and makes you excited for what they're doing. And,
yeah.
our friend, formerly of Buzzard Juice, Ethan Spalding. He's
Yeah.
there now as assistant distiller, I believe.
Yeah.
And got to see him when I visited, and super nice guy. I think he's engaged and getting married soon.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
congratulations, Ethan.
Yeah. Very nice kid.
Yeah. All right. So let's taste some whiskey.
Alrighty.
I poured this a little while ago just to let it sit in the glass. And I think, first of all, I think I really pick up on the French oak, both in the nose and in the taste of it. I thought that was a good choice. And
I'm writing my notes as I do.
Yeah. Really good legs on it too, very thick. So you got some good oils in it.
I did not, when I tried this before, and then I just poured it before we started here again. It does not nose the proof to me at all. Like, not even close. Like it noses like a rich 90.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah, I would agree. There's not a bam hit you in the face of alcohol when you bring it to your nose.
I get that. Like you mentioned from the French oak, some of the extra cinnamon from that, but I get like honey, but then also there's like a little bit of like flowers, but it noses like a cobbler still in the dish.
I did some notes earlier and wrote down snickerdoodle drizzled in caramel.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to note that and say that you said it.
Feel free to take credit.
No, I would never do
that. But there's just those different components that are coming into play. There's some cinnamon in there. There's some vanilla in there. There's a little doughiness to it even. And then I think you do get the caramel on it as well.
It's got a very nice nose. Okay.
Yep.
Where do you think it's from? Not that it matters. It's just a guessing game.
I don't know. I think just the fact that it's secondarily aged with the staves, especially with the French oak staves, I think you're not going to be able to drink it and identify its source.
Yeah.
When I first got it, I thought, oh, okay, well, I'll see if I can taste it and see if it tastes something from Bardstown or something from Barton or Beam, and it doesn't taste like any of those.
Yep.
I kind of think it's something that's a higher rye content. Just the way it comes through on the palate.
I would agree with that.
Because I think there's some warm spice to it, and again, I'm not the guy that says just because it's rye it's got to be spicy, but I think that's there, and I think that's enhanced by the French oak, because there's some punch to it on the taste, but that punch is not proof. I don't think. I think that punch is a little bit of pepper and some spice. What do you think?
Yeah, excuse me. I totally agree with that. The first sip on it, I get a quick hit of like a sugar coated kettle corn. It's just like a sweet corn, and then it dies back, and then you get into the spice, and then you get into some of the vanilla, but more like you said, it jumps up like to that rye spice, but then also, and I fully agree with you. There's a difference between sharp spice that you get. This is actually more like it's a developed spice that it
Yeah.
is.
It,
It jumps to that, but it's not a spike in the flavor.
yeah, it's a warm spice, but it's not offensive at all.
No.
Not in the slightest. And it's interesting you said that about the kettle corn, because when I first tasted it earlier today, well, it's not the first time I tasted it. You can see that I've been working on the bottle a little bit, but when I tasted it for the first time today, I wrote down buttered corn, and then when I went back to it, I didn't get that note again. But I think it's because it's on that first sip that it comes through, and then with subsequent sips, the warmth of it, the spice of it, the pepper in it, kind of masks that initial sweet corn note.
So, and this is batch 1, correct?
Yes.
Have you already bought batch 2?
I don't know that there is a batch 2 yet.
Okay. Because I heard that batch 1 was already out and there was more coming. Because or batch 1 was sold out, I mean.
Batch 1 is still in stores. Now, it may be sold out at distributors, but it is still in stores.
Okay.
And I don't know the whole distribution. I'm assuming that it's just Kentucky, because I think there were only 1,200 bottles.
Okay.
But I would think batch 2 would, big Vat Liar 2 Tokyo Drift or whatever it's going to be called. Yes,
got to keep the music theme.
So I hope that there'll be a batch 2 coming up soon, and it'll be interesting to see what that is. See if it's from the same source and they do the same methods.
Yeah,
or if they go a different direction.
I like when there's nothing wrong with sourcing. It's, as we've said repeatedly, the problem is trying to hide it. But I like when people do where they make a point to call it something different to what their other releases will be. They say, no, we're calling it this because this is our source one. It's not ours, and we want to differentiate. There's nothing wrong with this one, but we just want you to know we're being very clear. It's not ours.
Right.
We're just doing something.
Like OKI and New Riff.
Yeah.
Or Bluegrass Distillers. They still source. I mean, they call it, I think, Elkwood Tavern or something. Elkwood Reserve, I think.
Yeah. And people go nuts for it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, I don't have any issue with people sourcing, whether you promised you wouldn't or not. But one, don't lie about that, and don't try to deceive the public and your customers about that.
Yeah,
and do something with it, which they have.
Yeah.
Hey, we found this really good bottle of Barton or this barrel of Barton, so we're just going to take that, dump it, and bottle it, and put our label on it, call it a day. That's not my favorite.
Yeah. I would, just from what I've known of those two with their, again, only seeing them through the industry, I can't imagine that they would do that just because that doesn't seem like something they would do. They're like, well, we got to do something with it.
There's too much personality in this business, in this distillery, to think that they would do something as mundane as sourcing whiskey, dumping whiskey, bottling whiskey, putting a label on it, and calling it a day. I would be kind of surprised at that.
Yeah, I would agree.
Any other thoughts on the palate, the taste?
It's for the proof. It is extremely drinkable. What I like is going in on the other sips, even though there is that, which I agree with you. I really believe it's a high rye, but where there's some high rye bourbons that are, for lack of a better term, maybe a little bit more aggressive.
Right.
This is not. It is just, it's really nice on the front end before it just jumps up to that level.
Yeah.
But then the rye, it's like it doesn't go down in flavor. It just kind of lowers a little bit. The rye does, and then it just kind of levels off.
Yeah. I get what, like I said, I get that, got that buttered corn note, or you call it kettle corn, that works too, on that first sip. And then subsequent sips, it's more spice forward. But then as that spice starts to dissipate in the taste, I get fried apples and vanilla, and then the finish is, pepper, more peppery and oaky than anything else to me.
Because one of the things that I had still I wrote cobbler 3 different times because it reminded me of that with the caramelization and the doughiness and then the spice and stuff. And hey, well, if we didn't do fat kid notes,
what would we
people
do?
think there's something wrong with us.
Right. If we sounded like a professional organization.
Yeah.
Using words like marzipan. I mean,
No.
What on earth would we do?
No.
Oh man. Yeah. So I think it's a hit. I think they knocked it out of the park.
Well, here's where I'm at. I poured all of the sample in did the trials. Like, I'm going to finish this. It's very good. I'm going to finish this.
Well, we can have a bottle waiting for you here in Kentucky next time you visit. Maybe we can reach out to the folks down there and they can let us come visit too. So
that'd be cool.
The doughy note, it kind of, I know it's not theirs, but this wheated white dog I thought had a real doughy confectioner note to it. And like there may be some overlap in those there may be some concentric circles, or what is it,
Venn diagram,
or in this case a vat diagram. There may be some overlap there. I don't know.
Yeah.
So exciting stuff. I think that they've got some really good stuff going on, and wish them nothing but the best.
Or even also possibly the fact that they know what their new make tastes like, and they know what their target is, and in sampling the bottle or sampling barrels, are like not too far off.
Yeah. I hope to have them on the show at some point and ask them that question. We actually had them scheduled to be on the show back in December, and I had to cancel because my dad got sick. So we'll try to get that rescheduled now. Maybe when batch 2 comes out or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So let's kind of stick with the theme of Liar, Big Vat Liar, and let's talk about some musical lies. And so I asked you to put together, a list of a few songs that are about lies or liars and such. So give me one.
So the first one that came to my mind, which was an old song from the 60s, the Castaways, Liar, Liar. It's a great song. And I cannot tell you, there's a lot of music that gets overplayed on the radio. But I grew up listening to always had the oldie station, and that song was on a lot. And we used to go to car shows, getaways, and they're always playing oldies for all that stuff. I don't know if I ever get tired of that song. It's just kind of fun.
Yeah.
And it's very upbeat, but it's on also the time it came out. It's kind of on the edge of, we're still a little bit into the early 60s, 50s. Right. But we're going to throw in a little mild psychedelic organ that's not quite psychedelic just yet.
Yeah. So Liar, Liar, since we have Potter and Jane. So we got Liar and Liar, right? So here they are again. There they are.
Should have had them singing the song.
They should have. There were a lot of songs they could have sang. I don't know if they had music playing pre-press conference or not, but that would have been a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you one. Would I Lie to You by
That's
the
on my
Eurythmics?
list. Yep.
And would Jane and Denny lie to us? Well, yes, they would.
I could see them lip syncing that too.
Yeah.
Just a great song.
Could you picture though, Denny in dressed as Dave Stewart and Jane as Annie Lennox though? That's the thing. Could you do that?
I could imagine them doing it in character.
Yes.
Just because I think that they'd be like, let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got any others? What else you got?
Another one actually. Well, it was a two-parter because I'd heard the original one, but the song "Liar" that Three Dog Night made, famous, but it was Argent that did it. Argent did it first, and then and I used to hear that on one of the stations. They would play the Argent version, and then occasionally you would hear the Three Dog Night version. And I have not heard the Argent version in years, but I think Three Dog Nights is a little better.
Yeah. Argent sounds like the private equity group that just bought out my healthcare company.
Yeah.
Wait, my insurance is through Argent now? I don't know. Lies by the Black Keys.
I have that one too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's on that Attack and Release album, which is just fantastic.
Yes.
I Got Mine is on there. And one of my favorite Black Keys songs is Psychotic Girl. If you don't know that song, hop on your Spotify, your Apple Music, YouTube, whatever. Psychotic Girl. Yeah, make sure it's the song by the Black Keys. I can imagine there's some weird stuff out there under the name Psychotic Girl. But listen to the song Psychotic Girl by the Black Keys. Has a cool little banjo intro. Love that song. Great feel, great vibe to it. Definitely should have been playing at the Potter Jane press conference. All right. What else you got?
Well, I'll leave. There's some obvious ones I'll leave till the end. Sex Pistols, Liar. Because Sex Pistols, that's why.
Yes, because Sex Pistols, that's why. Yeah, you can't leave Sex Pistols out. Okay, so I'm gonna go into some that don't have the word lie or liar in it, and let's do The Policy of Truth by Depeche Mode.
Wow.
No, there's some 80s flashback for you. And if you're into electric pop Euro music, there's some Depeche Mode for you. It's really kind of a cool song, but
Depeche Mode was pretty good, pretty solid music. I got a couple of don't have the lies in there on the list too, but one of them was okay. Now I'm looking at my screen and I'm trying to think of where I had Heard It Through the Grapevine. Marvin Gaye.
Man, can't go wrong with Marvin Gaye.
There's not a single thing wrong with Marvin Gaye.
Yeah. I heard it through the grapevine that they're going to source whiskey.
See, now would they dress up like the California Raisins?
I would think that would be they would probably have some of their distillery staff. Okay, change your tracksuit out for a California raisin costume. Don't ask me no questions, Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
So did they take questions at this press conference? Did they? I don't know.
That's true. I had Your Cheating Heart by Hank Williams.
Oh, okay. Can't go wrong with Hank.
There's nothing wrong with old Hank either. Well, I mean, there was a few things wrong with him, but
Okay, I texted you the other night when I was watching the Blues Brothers, and it was at the scene where they're at the Bob's Country Bunker, and what was it? The good old Blues Brothers
boys band.
And they're on stage. They're on stage playing. people are throwing beer bottles at them and are
Yeah.
crashing into the chicken wire. The Bob, who is behind the bar, starts turning off the lights. He goes, that ain't no Hank Williams song. Oh man, that's such a great movie, man.
It's a great movie.
Okay, I didn't realize this till I watched it again the other night. At the very end, when they finally make it to the tax assessor's office for Cook County, the guy who is the assessor in that office, Steven Spielberg. I just completely whiffed on that until I saw it. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So, fun fact.
Yeah.
Fun fact. How about okay? This is a band that I loved in the '90s, and they're still out touring some today. It's a band called King's X. I just found out that they're going to be in Louisville in October. Love me some King's X. I got a song called "Don't Believe It." Don't believe it. Good song. Great
King's
band.
X. Are you going to the show?
I have tickets go on sale Friday, so I'm buying a couple of tickets and I'll make somebody go with me. Likely will not be something that Cindy will want to attend.
Yeah,
but I will be there.
What weekend in October is it?
It's a Wednesday night in October 14th.
Okay, all right. Just check.
Yeah, well, come on, we'll go. What else you got to do?
I mean, work. Billy Joel, Honesty.
Honesty, yes, it's good. I had that on the list too.
It's a good. It is a good song. Old Billy Joel. Not strictly 80s Billy Joel.
Yeah. Oh, okay. My in-laws they're not pop music, rock music fans at all, but they were in Florida a few years ago on New Year's Eve, and they went to some big Billy Joel concert, and I'm like, you did what? And yeah, they loved it, had a big time. So yeah, Billy Joel, Billy Joel, Christy Brinkley.
Yeah.
Unlikely.
Outkicked his coverage, as they say.
As they say.
Yeah.
As they say. Eminem, Love the Way You Lie. So, if you're gonna keep giving us stuff like this, if I can sneak that in there. You're gonna keep giving us stuff like that. Just keep on lying to us. We'll love the way you lie.
I could see them doing that. Okay. The Knickerbockers. confused for the Beatles, but the Knickerbockers, Lies.
The Knickerbockers. Okay, that is one that I did not have on my list.
Yeah.
I think there are probably a couple of obvious ones that we've not said yet. Tell Me Lies by Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that one's on there, but one of my favorite thing about that is Christine's voice.
Yeah.
She just had a silky voice. Silky and just like a little deep, whatever. Her voice was so good.
Yeah. She's no Linda Ronstadt, but
well, nobody is.
Yeah, who is? So,
but
yeah.
Also not a coked up mess like her like her bandmate.
Yes. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Oh, no, I don't think there's any allegedly to it. Because Stevie Nicks was high on coke all the time and wanted to be in the Heartbreakers. So
yeah,
I
mean, who doesn't?
Well, I would love to be in the Heartbreakers. I'm not really interested in being high on coke all the time.
Yeah.
But all right. One more, Mike. What do you got?
Okay, one other one, which is actually a song that I love. Shelby Lynn, Your Lies.
Shelby Lynn.
Shelby Lynn, Allison Moore, her sister, and formerly with Steve Earle.
Love me some Steve Earle.
I do too. He's not one for long-term marriage, but my God, that guy can write a song.
Okay, now what about musical liars? Okay, we're not going to do Bourbon Liars, okay, because that
we'll be here.
We'll run out of tape on the show. Okay.
Yeah. The internet will kick everybody off. So there's a couple different liars that I thought of. Was one of them that people who got credit for something they didn't do, but then also just straight up liars.
Yeah.
So
go for it. What you
all
got?
right. The big one, fooled around and fell in love. That was credited to Alan Bishop, but was actually Mickey Thomas.
Okay. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that song. What was it? I must have
been through about a million girls. Yeah, great song.
I'm sorry, sir. That's Wilt Chamberlain. That is not you. Or perhaps Bill Clinton, but we won't go there. Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan early in his career claimed that he grew up working in the carnival. He did not.
Yeah.
His upbringing was pretty normal by most standards. So yeah. Robert Zimmerman. He even lies about his name. His name's not even Bob Dylan. Come on, man.
Yeah, he's I mean, I could see, especially back then, like we're in Minnesota. It doesn't really fly. No. But say I'm a free spirit from the carnival.
Yes. Oh, you got any others?
I mean, there's the obvious Milli Vanilli, there's huge biggest liars ever, but then some of the other liar/plagiarizing is where like the Beach Boys.
That goes on forever.
Yeah, but like Beach Boys, Surfing USA, which was lifted from Sweet Little 16 by Chuck Berry.
Yes, and I think there are. Well, if you want to get into that, we can talk about Led Zeppelin all day long.
Oh yeah, Led Zeppelin is because when I was looking, it's like of the play because some of them just because they're recent memory, but I looked up and it's like, oh, there's a few with Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And there's a few others that have a few too. Like Bruno Mars is one. He's got a few.
If you talk about lip syncing, Jessica Simpson's sister Ashley,
Saturday Night Live,
famously on Saturday Night Live and was lip syncing, and that's a no-no, man. You're not supposed to do that there.
Well, and just it's just what she did too. She just like, I guess I'll just quit. It's like I'll just there's reasons obviously to do it, like things events like parades or some sporting events, because there's not time to put a sound system in place, and you get that, but there's also other things you could do, like in some cases the lyrics will be live but the music will be recording. That's like that makes sense. But when they're just blatant about it, the only thing I love about it is when the artist will be like, I'm not going to hide it. and they'll just kind of play the guitar like,
Right. And then the guy's playing the drums and he, sticks like that far from hitting the drum. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of Ashley Simpson. Okay. This is getting off target just a little bit, but my favorite Ashley Simpson moment, and actually there are two. One is her lip syncing on Saturday Night Live, and the other is this. And the fact that I have two favorite Ashley Simpson moments is kind of troubling. But the other is she was singing at the halftime show of the Orange Bowl, and it was so bad, so bad that when she finished singing and the music started to die down, you could hear the crowd booing. I mean, it was so obvious. It was fantastic. So, go on YouTube and search Ashley Simpson Orange Bowl. If you're needing a good laugh, after you wait till you finish this episode, then go on YouTube. Ashley Simpson booing. Fantastic. Yeah. All right. I don't remember whose turn it is, but you go ahead if you've got something else.
Well, I mean, one of the other that was more of a there's obviously a lot of instances of people not getting credit, but one I did not know was the "He's a Rebel" song that was credited to the Crystals, but it was really Darlene Love, and I did not know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but you think back in that era, there's a lot of times where they did some unscrupulous things.
Yes. Well, I don't think we're full of scruples these days either. But
Well,
um, the White Stripes. So I'll mention the Black Keys. Now going to the White Stripes. If we're on a road trip and I'm playing a song and ask Cindy, "Hey, can you guess who this is?" She's going to guess. Is it the White Stripes? No. Is it the Black Keys? No. I don't know. Then
it's
that's
Ashley
it.
Simpson.
Is it Ashley Simpson? If she guessed that, that would be bad. But the White Stripes, they Jack said that he and Meg were brother and sister.
Yeah.
Which in fact was not true. They were actually married. And he said, "Well, if you tell people that you're a couple, then they're going to go, oh, okay. But if you tell people you're brother and sister, they're going to think that's interesting."
Right.
So, Jack and Meg.
Yeah. And their relationship was always very interesting, just because it was, they still remain close, and he did, so yeah, she's like my sister now,
Yeah, whatever.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I wish they would play together again. Although I do like what Jack does. One of the other ones, which was the not a liar but false. How did they do it? It was unintentional, and that was the Sam Smith Tom Petty.
Yes.
Yeah. Which was really interesting, and it was a few years back. I listened to it was an interview with Sam Smith, and he talked about that, and he talked about how, Tom got a hold of him. Tom's like, "There's this not personal, it's no hard feelings. It was brought to him by other people, and they're like, we kind of have to, because we can't if we don't say something. It also opens the door for,
right,
things that are much worse. But again, it was easily settled, and
what was it? It was stay with me
and it won't back down.
Won't back down. Yeah. I think that he and Tom Petty and Jeff Lynne both got like 12.5% writing credit on the song, and
which I'm sure netted them a fair amount of money if it's about money. Because, and more importantly, netted their attorneys money, which is what it was.
Yeah, well, I get the point. I mean, it's like you got to protect the brand, and I guess that's why Maker's Mark, sues everybody that has dripping wax on their bottles. But that's a different thing. Okay, so let me ask you this: have you told any bourbon lies?
Have I told any bourbon lies? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Would you care to share? Cleanse your soul tonight.
So I have this signed bottle from Ashley Simpson. No, no. What I used to do this a lot. I would pour whiskey out of its original bottle and put it in something nicer, not another label, but something nicer, either a unlabeled bottle or a decanter type thing, and then give it to people as my way of giving them a pour, and then have them, because there's people, they're just going to drink whatever you put in front of them. Right. But you put something lesser than, we'll say, in a totally different bottle, and they love it. But if you left out a bottle of, Evan Williams Bottled in Bond, or Early Times, or even, or something, another under $20 Fighting Cock, you put those in the bottle, they're just going to look at it, look at the label, and this looks cheap. Put it in the decanter. Yeah. It's like doing a blind tasting, but they oh no, you try it. Oh no, it's this really good whiskey. And I wasn't lying about that part, but I was just lying about what I was giving them initially.
Yeah.
I've done that a fair amount.
I like that. That's an interesting idea. And you ever do they ask what it is, and do you tell them what it is, or?
Oh, I would always tell people, afterwards, after they had it and everything else, like, well, there you go.
After they tried it and liked it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've never done a malicious thing with whiskey.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think the probably the worst is, you know, because I get a fair amount of grief for having a few bottles of whiskey in our house. Uh, so, uh, you know, I think this was one time, you know, shortly after the wife had opened the cabinet and saw that it was full of bottles, and she's like, okay, what is going on? And so there was something that I was trying one night, and it was something that was fairly recently acquired, you know, within 2 or 3 weeks. And she goes, and I was pouring, and she goes, "Oh, is that new?" I said, "No, I've had that a while." So, you know, a while is,
Yeah.
you know, subjective. So
Yeah. It's a broad
yeah,
term.
yeah, probably, you know, not my best moment, but you know,
Yeah.
far from my worst.
Yeah. In the life of a common fly, it's quite a while.
Yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. Well, again, we could be here all night if we're going to talk about bourbon lies. But the one for this Potter Jane Big Vat Liar, I think we'll pretty quickly forgive that.
Yes.
Because it's top notch. So
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts on Potter Jane or Big Vat Liar?
You know, I'm looking forward to trying more of their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
After trying the two different new makes, it's delicious new make. It was such good whiskey. I like how they did this. You know, first I saw do this announcement. I'm like, what? And then I watched it and I was like, I get it. They're making fun of the whole thing. And instead of it being, they could simply just say, you know what? Yeah, we're sourcing one to do this. They're poking fun at their seriousness of saying, or their statement of, we will never source.
Right.
And I get that they're making fun of themselves. I liked it. I like what I see with, you know, with their posting, but also seeing things. You know, a few times texted Ethan, and he seems like he's just loving it and loves the vibe and everything. And
yeah,
I think above all, that's really cool. If you build a good culture like that, where people they want to be there and they want to work, they want to have fun, and they know, you know, you're not curing incurable diseases.
right.
You're making whiskey.
You're making whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought is a, you know, I first of all, I get the original sentiment. You know, we're not going to source. This is going to be our own stuff. Okay. Well, circumstances change.
Yes.
So, and the bourbon industry has been full of changing circumstances over the last few years. I mean, you think about it, they broke ground on the distillery in 2023, and you know the market's not been a real smooth ride for anybody.
Yes.
And so to say, hey, look, we're going to source, I makes all the sense in the world. And the fact that they did it and found a way to make fun of themselves and quite honestly create some PR in the process, I think it's great. Yeah. Now, if the whiskey stunk, it'd be like, you know, maybe you should have waited. But
what if it was the exact same whiskey, but they released it for $100? Well, let's say $70.
This is a bargain at a $50 whiskey.
I agree. I think that's the whole key to it. At that price for that proof and that flavor.
Yeah.
I think it's not a money grab, because there are places or companies charging more for the same or less.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, 6-year-old. Well, we talked about this, you know, a month or two ago. You know, 6-year-old bottle of 6-year-old bourbon in certain other distilleries, or you know, $120. Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So no, I think it's a hit in terms of the whiskey itself.
Yeah.
What they did to it in terms of the additional aging, in terms of their price point, how they've marketed it, it's all around home run.
I agree.
Yeah.
One other thing which I would say is with getting a whiskeys that they got at that age
Mm-hmm.
and having it that proof shows that there are good whiskeys out there that do not have an 8 or a 10 or a 12, and they are available. And you don't have to go out and say, well, it's got to have a 14 or higher before I'll buy it.
Right.
It doesn't have to. It's good whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a term for those people, isn't there?
Yes, there is. Age horse. And but they would taste this and go, oh, this is great. Can't wait to see what it's like at 16.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Stop.
You won't be able to buy it at 16. How's that?
Right. No, I don't know what they're going to do next. I hope that they continue in this vein.
Yeah.
Of taking mature but not over matured whiskey, doing a little cool stuff with it, and putting it out on the market at reasonable prices.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to say, hey, we're going to source a 15-year-old special release for Christmas or something, okay, fine, whatever. But I hope that doesn't become the norm, because there's plenty of people out there that are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But what they're doing here, it hits, and I think it's attracting a fan base to them. Okay, so you're going to cast a lot wider net with a $50 bottle than you are with a $150 bottle, at least you would think.
Yeah,
and you're just setting them up for when this stuff,
mm-hmm.
Gets of age. And I'm guessing that it'll probably be 2029 at the earliest when we'll see anything from them, because at that point it'll be 4 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows?
Yep.
Who knows? All right, Mike. Great having you here. It was a fun time.
Yep, it's good to be here.
Good whiskey, talking about some music and being a little silly about the whole thing in the process. And hopefully, if Denny or Jane happen to see this, they don't think, all right, we're going to blackball these clowns. But, anyway, all right, Mike. Cheers, sir.
Cheers.
Good to hang out with you. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.